Please, Mr McKee.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm delighted to be able to hold this debate today to commemorate the Day of the Imprisoned Writer, which falls annually on the 15th of November. I'm grateful to Scottish Pen and Amnesty International for their support in organising this debate and welcome the members of both organisations who are present in the gallery this afternoon. Around the world, writers find themselves imprisoned or worse for doing no more than putting pen to paper. That so many are persecuted for this simple act in the 21st century is something that should concern us all. Last week I attended and spoke briefly at the evening reception organised in the Parliament by Michael Russell MSP, Scottish Pen and Amnesty. Works from writers from around the world were read out from a range of countries. The works themselves and the stories that lay behind them were harrowing, yet inspirational, painful and powerful, a reminder of the power of words to move us. And those who read the works on behalf of imprisoned writers who could not be there often had direct experience themselves of the inside of prison cells. Many of the speakers in this debate today will highlight the story of a particular writer imprisoned somewhere in the world just now. The diversity of geography, language, culture and beliefs that will be represented today indicates the worrying scale of the problem. The commonality of the suffering that lies behind the tales, but also the universality of the human spirit that drives writers to continue to put pen to paper, to speak truth unto power, despite the magnitude of the consequences that may ensue. The 2017 World Press Freedom Index, compiled by Reporters Without Borders, noted a significant decline in press freedom, as the situation had worsened in nearly two-thirds of the 180 countries in the index. In 2016, according to RSF, 74 journalists had been killed worldwide, while 384 had been imprisoned during the course of their duty. Since January this year, 38 journalists, 4 citizen journalists and 8 media assistants have been killed, with 183 journalists, 170 citizen journalists and 13 media assistants imprisoned. Additionally, according to Deutsche Welle, in 2015, 1,054 authors were attacked, imprisoned, tortured or killed. So what can we hope to achieve today in this Parliament by holding this debate? At one level, nothing changes. We will leave this place in a little under an hour to go our separate ways. Some words will have been spoken, and that is all. But at another level, much will have changed. Words, as imprisoned writers we remember today know well, have the power to do everything, to motivate and inspire, to reverberate and echo. That most basic of human characteristics, to use words to communicate and through words to create change. The words we speak today will be written and recorded, to be read and viewed by many in the days and weeks to come, to extend like a ripple in a pond, influencing behaviour, making the simple yet powerful statement that words matter. The Day of the Imprisoned Writer has been held by Pen International since 1981, and it's marked by promoting literary culture, celebrating the freedom to write and taking action to call for justice and freedom for imprisoned and murdered colleagues. The intention of the day is to increase public awareness of persecuted writers in general and to draw attention to specific cases of individual writers and their circumstances. The general public is encouraged to take part in the form of donations and letters of appeal on behalf of the selected writers. We hope that the Scottish Parliament will recognise the Day of Imprisoned Writer as a focus for the campaign to free those we remember today and others. And we will hope that it will inspire many to take part in other activities, including Amnesty's letter-writing campaigns and the work of Pen through the Writers at Risk Committee, giving hope to those imprisoned for their beliefs and giving notice to their jailers that their plight is known and understood in places distant. 37-year-old Ashraf Fayyad is an artist and poet of Palestinian origin. Ashraf is the son of refugees from Khan Yunis in the Gaza Strip, and while he lives in Saudi Arabia, he doesn't have Saudi citizenship. He has been active in the art scene in Saudi Arabia and has organised and curated exhibitions of Saudi art in Europe and Saudi Arabia. He was active in the British Arabian arts organisation, Edge of Arabia. After an argument with a fellow artist at a soccer game, Fayyad was detained by the country's religious police in 2013, released on bail, then rearrested and tried in early 2014. He was then sentenced to 4 years in prison and 800 lashes. On appeal, a Saudi appeal court returned the case to the lower court where a new judge was assigned to the case. In November 2015, Fayyad was sentenced to death by beheading for apostasy. Used as evidence against him were several poems in his book, Instructions Within, Twitter posts and conversations he had in a coffee shop. Prior to this death sentence, Fayed was accused of having promoted atheism in the same book of poems Within, which was published in 2008. He was also convicted of having images of women on his mobile phone. He did, but there was nothing salacious in the photos. They were fellow artists who were appearing at the Jeddah Art Fair. This led to an international outcry and organised protest. 128 readings of Fayed's poetry took place worldwide in 47 countries, 3 of those events in Scotland. The sentence was commuted in February 2016, apparently because of the international protest, but the poet still faces a sentence of 8 years in prison and 800 lashes and must also repent through an announcement in official media. Fayed supporters believe he's been punished by hardliners for posting a video online showing a man being lashed in public by the religious police. Adam Kugel, a Middle East researcher for Human Rights Watch, said Fayed's death sentence showed Saudi Arabia's complete intolerance of anyone who may not share government-mandated religious, political and social views. Ashraf's father had a stroke when he learned his son was to be beheaded. He died a few months ago before the sentence was commuted. Ashraf was not allowed to attend the funeral. An extract from Ashraf Fayed's disputed poems from Instructions Within, translated by Mona Kareen. Your mute blood will not speak up, as long as you pride yourself in death, as long as you keep announcing secretly you have put your soul at the hands of those who do not know much. For Ashraf Fayed, for all the other writers we will remember today, for all of the other thousands who are imprisoned or at risk of being imprisoned around the world, and for the right of all to put pen to paper, we are proud to stand in solidarity with those around the world who have been persecuted for expressing themselves. We commemorate the Day of the Imprisoned Writer and work to raise awareness of their plight and to secure their release. Thank you.